Dear students, I am Dr. Thinnegowda NR, Department of Chemistry, Government SKSJ Technological Institute, KR Circle, Bangalore. In this video lecture, I am going to explain the continuation of Engineering Chemistry Module 2, Corrosion and Metal Finishing. In my previous session 4, I explained important corrosion control methods such as cathodic protection, under which I explained two different techniques. They are sacrificial anode method and impressed current method. And also, I explained another corrosion control method, that is metal coating by taking galvanization as an example. With that, I covered the topic corrosion, and now I am starting other part of module 2, metal finishing. In session 5, I am going to explain the topics definition and technological importance of metal finishing, principles governing metal finishing. That means we should understand some of the concepts before going for metal finishing. They are polarization, decomposition potential, and over voltage. So let's check, is metal finishing is important. So here, if we look at these pictures, the metal finishing technique used for the manufacture of medical devices, like they are using for surgery or various other treatments, that medical devices, they are using metal finishing technique. So we can discuss why they are using this technique on these accessories and other things later. But now you can understand metal finishing technique using for the manufacture of medical devices. So if we come to automobile industries, here also they are using metal finishing technique. And if we look at this picture, here there are scientific instruments. Here also they are using metal finishing techniques. And this metal finishing technique again used in electronics industry also for the production of printed circuit boards or capacitors, etc. And this metal finishing technique is widely used in jewelry industries. So now, why this metal finishing is required? In majority of engineering applications of metals, the metal or alloy which must meet several properties or requirements, such as corrosion resistance property, good appearance, abrasion and wear resistance, mechanical properties, electrical and thermal properties, ease of fabrication. So these are all the properties required for engineering applications of metals. But the single metal can not have all these properties. Single metal cannot exhibit all these required properties. Hence, to improve their lacking properties, metal finishing is one of the methods employed. Why we are employing this? To improve their lacking or required properties. Metal finishing is one of the method we can use. So here, before going to the definition, you can see here So these are the screws before plating, and after plating we can observe the change in appearance, but not only appearance, the coating will provide various other required properties also. And this is the coating. Some other metal they have coated on the surface of the screws, coating of other metals on the surface of the screws, one case. And other case, they are not coating other metals, but just the surface of the metal converted into respective oxides or phosphates or chromates, depends on the property of the product. Here we are not coating but just converting the surface metal into the products like oxides or phosphates or chromates. In that way we can modify the properties, surface properties. Here by coating other metals we can modify the surface. Here by converting into other the product, metal into product, we can modify the surface properties. So hence the definition of metal finishing is, metal finishing is one of the technique used for the modification of surface properties of metals. Modification of surface properties of metals. That what is the meaning? So without coating, the surface may reacting with surrounding constituents, but we can modify that properties by coating some other metals. So metal finishing is one of the technique used for the modification of surface properties of metals or alloys or non-metals by the deposition of layer of another metal, by the deposition of layer of another metal, or by converting the metal surface into respective metal oxides, phosphates, chromates. You can remember at this time we already discussed anodizing of aluminum. In that case, the surface aluminum atom converted into hydrated alumina. That product, it is highly non-porous and it will act as a barrier and it will prevent the surrounding constituents contact with inner metal. So it will prevent the corrosion of metals. That is second case here. So I repeat the definition now. Metal finishing is one of the technique used for the modification of surface properties of metals or alloys or non-metals by the deposition of layer of another metal or by converting the metal surface into respective metal oxides, phosphates, chromates, etc. So let's check the technological importance of metal finishing. So we already come across various applications of this technique. So metal finishing techniques are mainly used in industries such as automobile industries, electronics industries, aerospace, hardware, appliances, jewelry, heavy equipment, and telecommunication industries to obtain the desirable or required surface properties. What are those properties? Decorative appearance. You can see before metal finishing, after metal finishing. So decorative appearance, corrosion resistance properties, abrasion and wear resistance. Abrasion means so some removal of that surface atoms or surface layer, that is abrasion, and wear resistance. Heat resistance, sometimes we need heat conductance also. Chemical resistance, surface hardness, solderability, good thermal conductivity, good electrical conductivity, good optical reflectivity. So to obtain all these important parameters, important properties, the metal finishing is a very important technique. So now, what are the techniques we can, or what are the methods we can use to conduct this metal finishing? The most widely used metal finishing techniques are electroplating, electroless plating, immersion plating, chemical conversion coating. So, but in syllabus, they've included these two techniques we can discuss in detail: electroplating and electroless plating. So now, what is electroplating? You see, the plating means coating or deposition by using electricity, by the process electrolysis. The plating, the deposition by using electricity through the process electrolysis. So if we look at this example, if we assume there is a metal here, they are coating gold over the surface of that. For that reason, they have selected gold as an anode metal here, and it is connected to positive terminal of the battery, and negative terminal is connected to the substrate, like we can assume middle here. So once we apply suitable voltage, then electrolysis will start, and the movement of the metal ions occur, and it move towards the substrate because it working as cathode. Electrons are available on the surface here, and that metal ions will attracted by the substrate and go and discharge on the surface of the metal here. But we need to apply suitable required voltage. You can see here also they are coating some other metal over the spoon. We can consider if it is a spoon, some other metal we can coat on the spoon, but our requirement is the battery source, and you can connect positive terminal to the metal being coated and a negative terminal to the substrate, and later the electrolysis will occur. So electroplating is the process of deposition of thin and uniform layer of metal over the surface of another metal or alloy or any other conducting material. It is nothing but some conducting polymers we can use for coating here. But that material must conduct electricity. That is the requirement in electroplating. By the process of electrolysis. Electrolysis means here the decomposition of electrolyte by electricity. This is breakage of bonds with the help of electricity. By the process of electrolysis is called electroplating. I repeat, electroplating is the process of deposition of metal over the surface of another metal or other alloy or any other conducting material by the process of electrolysis is called as electroplating. Electroplating can be carried out either on single metals or alloys or any other conducting materials. So now, what are the principal components of an electroplating process? What are the principal components required to conduct electroplating process? As we Observed here, the principal parts are the battery, anode, cathode, electrolyte solution, which must contain metal ions that we need to deposit on the substrate. What are those? Anode, cathode, battery, electrolyte solution. The important components required to conduct this process are the battery to supply the required voltage as a source of electrons, and electrolyte solution which must contain the metal ions that we need to deposit over the surface of our substrate. And cathode is always our base metal or any substrate, metal, alloy, or any conducting material. It is fixed. Cathode must be substrate. And anode, here either we can use, it is made up of, either it may made up of metal being coated. So which metal we are going to coat, that we can choose as an anode, or sometimes due to various reasons, various problems, we can, instead of metal being coated, or we can use inert metals or alloys, inert metal or alloys. And other than this composition, other than electrolytes, sometimes if we want some other additives, some solutions, we can use it here to enhance the quality of deposition. So what are the requirements here? The required components are battery, electrolyte, which contains metal ions, cathode, always substrate on which we should coat, anode, either it made up of the metal being coated or inert metal or alloys. So once we apply suitable voltage, then oxidation reaction occur at anodic region and reduction occur at cathodic region, that is on the substrate. So these are the main main components are required to conduct electroplating process. So let's discuss the principles governing metal finishing. That means the important parameters we need to understand to conduct electroplating or electrolysis plating, or overall we can say metal finishing. They are decomposition potential, over voltage, polarization, and Faraday's laws of electrolysis. It's not included in this syllabus now. So let's discuss one by one. The decomposition potential. So before going to that definition, let's check the example here. The decomposition potential for electrolysis of water, to conduct electrolysis of water, the minimum voltage we need to apply is 1.7 volt if we use smooth platinum electrodes. So the continuous evolution of hydrogen and oxygen occurs. Hydrogen gas occur at cathodic region and oxygen gas will liberate at anodic region. So only this production of oxygen and hydrogen due to electrolysis of water occur if the applied voltage greater than 1.7 volt. But there is no reaction takes place below 1.7 volt. So minimum voltage required to conduct electrolysis of water is 1.7 volt. And if we come to other examples, for the electrolysis of lead nitrate, we need to apply 1.8 volt. Electrolysis of cadmium nitrate requires minimum voltage of 2.3 volts. So here, If we look at these examples, we can come to the definition. The decomposition potential means it is the minimum external potential or voltage that is required for the continuous electrolysis of an electrolyte. The minimum external voltage we need to apply for the continuous electrolysis of an electrolyte in an electrolytic cell. It is called decomposition potential. So if we not apply that minimum voltage, electrolysis will not occur. So that is indicated by ED. Here E indicates EMF and D indicates decomposition. So decomposition potential ED is equal to E back EMF plus eta. It is over voltage. So what is this back EMF? That is equal to electrode potential of cathode minus electrode potential of anode. So if we observe here, so in case of electrolysis of water, the decomposition potential must be more than the back EMF. So back EMF is potential difference between cathode and anode. So here both are platinum electrodes, but once we apply external voltage, then due to the liberation of hydrogen gas at cathode and oxygen gas at anode, now these platinum electrodes start behaving like oxygen gas electrode and hydrogen gas electrodes. So the potential difference between these electrodes is called the back EMF. Why it is called back? Because that produced EMF due to difference in electrodes potential that will oppose the applied voltage. So it is called back EMF. The EMF produced within this formation of cell, we can consider like internal galvanic cell formed due to the oxygen electrode and hydrogen electrode, that produced EMF. Galvanic cell means it will convert chemical energy into electrical energy. So the produced voltage will oppose the external voltage. So it is called back EMF. So the decomposition potential must be greater than that back EMF. So if it is equal or less, then definitely electrolysis or any other electrolysis process will not occur. If we apply the voltage that should be more than back EMF, then we can overcome that opposition. So we can conduct electrolysis. So this is about the decomposition potential. So next question, how to determine the decomposition potential for different electrolyte solutions. For that, because without this knowledge, we cannot go for the metal finishing or electroplating. So here, to determine that, we need to take different electrodes. In this case, we can assume it is 2 platinum electrodes we have taken. It's overall like electrolytic cell, and the positive terminal is connected to one platinum electrode and negative terminal is connected to another platinum electrode, and there is a voltmeter they have connected to measure the voltage we are applying, and there is a galvanometer or ammeter they will connect to note down the current producing during electrolysis process. And here we need to fill with the electrolyte solution whose decomposition potential we need to determine. So after all these setup here, there is a resistance box to vary the voltage, to increase the voltage. And after all this complete setup, initially very small current we observed. So initially very small current we observed with increasing voltage. That indicates not much ions available here. Small ion number of ions, that may be due to the number of ions like H plus, OH minus, or if we consider electrolysis of water, we will use some around 5 to 10% sulfuric acid that will provide H plus ion and sulfate ions. That's acid we will use as a conductor here to minimize polarization effect. So due to presence of initial ions, we'll get small current. And once we increase the voltage, then due to increase in small number of ions, the slow increase in current we observed in this galvanometer. And if we continue that voltage increasing here, then after some voltage, after reaching some applied voltage, we can notice abrupt or sharp increase in current. Sharp increase in current we can observe in the galvanometer. So that indicates after this voltage, sudden increase in current. The current is due to the movement of ions and production of or release of electrons. So due to that movement of ions and electrons, the current will generate. So if it is more current, means more number of ions start moving towards the respective electrodes. So the potential or voltage are after which sudden or abrupt increase in current indicates the continuous electrolysis will start at this voltage. That means, so this is the minimum voltage we need to apply to conduct continuous electrolysis of an electrolyte. So then only we can achieve good deposition. If continuous electrolysis occur in electrolytic bath, then only we can achieve good deposition. So this is the intersection of these two. If we extrapolate to x-axis, and it gives us the minimum voltage required for continuous electrolysis of an electrolyte. And this decomposition potential value different for different electrolytes. Or if we come to electrolysis of water, we know that minimum the decomposition potential is 1.7 volt. Similarly, the other electrolytes will have some other decomposition potential. This way, we can determine the decomposition potential of different electrolytes. So next, so what are the factors which are affecting on decomposition potential? The decomposition potential depends on the following factors like nature of electrolytes. So you can see different electrolytes having different decomposition potential. That depends on the bond strength and all other parameters here, and concentration of electrolytes. So the decomposition value, potential value will change with respect to concentration of electrolytes. Nature of electrodes, that means that depends on again some size, shape, and also smooth surface, rough surface. All these will come to effect. Nature of the products of the electrolytes. So after electrolysis, so what type of product will form? So again, that will affected by the decomposition potential affected by the products also. The temperature of the electrolytic bath, so that will also affect the decomposition potential value of electrolyte. And I'm not going to discuss in detail all these factors. And if we come to this chart here, you can see here there is a silver ion and then copper, hydrogen, lead, etc. Here, if our electrolyte solutions contain mixtures, then so which electrolyte will undergo electrolysis first? Then this is here in this table, silver ion is the least stable ion and the potassium ion is the most stable ion. Hence, if we apply that required voltage, then the silver ion will discharge at cathode first compared to copper, and copper will discharge at cathodic region faster than hydrogen. So similarly, by knowing this knowledge, we can also use this knowledge for separation of different metals from a mixture. So because of least stable and having more standard reduction potential value, it will deposit. And copper having more electrode standard reduction potential value than hydrogen and also least stable compared to hydrogen, and it will discharge at the cathode. And if you come to anion part here, so the tendency to discharge at anode, here hydroxyl ion having high tendency to undergo oxidation than iodide, than bromide, than chloride, etc. And finally, sulfate ion. So maybe this is the reason, if we come to again that electrolysis of water, we have taken some acidic water, 5 to 10% sulfuric acid. So in that, during electrolysis, large number of hydroxyl ions also available, and also another negative ion, sulfate ions also present in the solution. But the hydroxyl ions will go and oxidize at the anode and liberates oxygen, but not sulfate. The reason is here it is high tendency to discharge at anode. So in this way, if we observe this table, we can understand which ion is readily undergo discharge at respective electrodes. So this is about the decomposition potential. So let's discuss another parameter, Bower voltage or Bower potential. It is indicated by theta. So what is that Bower voltage? So we already discussed this one. For electrolysis of water using smooth platinum electrodes, the theoretical decomposition potential is 1.23 volts calculated according to Nernst equation by using Nernst equation. The thermodynamic, the decomposition potential must be 1.23, called theoretical decomposition potential value. But the experimental decomposition potential value is 1.7 volt. So if we apply that calculated 1.23 volts, we will not observe electrolysis of water, but that needs additional voltage. So instead of 1.23, we must apply 1.7 volt to conduct electrolysis of water. The difference between the practical decomposition potential value minus theoretical decomposition potential value, that gives the Bower voltage. Bower voltage is equal to the practical decomposition potential. That means this is the minimum decomposition potential value we need to apply to conduct continuous electrolysis, minus theoretically calculated decomposition potential is 1.23 volts. Additional 0.47 volt than theoretical decomposition potential value we need to apply. So this excess decomposition, excess voltage than theoretical decomposition potential value called over voltage, over than theoretical voltage. So now the question is why we need to apply more voltage than theoretically calculated voltage. So here in this case, we'll use two platinum electrodes, and at anode oxygen, you can see here the water will undergo oxidation and it gives oxygen gas. This is the oxygen gas here, and the standard reduction potential value of oxygen gas electrode, because once it stick that oxygen on the surface of platinum electrode, it behaves like oxygen gas electrode, and its standard reduction potential value minus 1.23 volts. And at cathode, the reduction of hydrogen ion occur and hydrogen gas will release, and it behaves like hydrogen gas electrode. And a standard condition, we know that standard reduction potential value of hydrogen gas electrode is 0 volt. So potential difference is equal to electrode potential value of cathode minus electrode potential value of anode, that is equal to 1.23 volts. That is, here cathode is hydrogen 0 minus anode value 1.23. So finally we get 1.23. It is a theoretically calculated decomposition potential. That is, decomposition potential is nothing but that is the potential difference between the two electrodes what we are using in the experimental condition. So we are applying more than that. The reason is, once this potential formed due to oxygen electrode and hydrogen electrode, this potential will produce, because it behaves like galvanic cell and it produces the potential EMF. That EMF will oppose the externally applied EMF. It's already I discussed in previous slides. That will oppose the externally applied EMF or voltage. So to overcome this opposition, we need to apply additional voltage. So, and also we can discuss other reasons also in the later slide. And in particular, this over voltage is high in electrolysis reactions that involve gases, liberation of gases like oxygen or hydrogen or chlorine gas. Wherever that gases will release, in that cases, this over voltage will be more. So the definition of over voltage is defined as the excess voltage that has to be applied above the theoretical decomposition potential to carry out continuous electrolysis of an electrolyte. I repeat, over voltage is defined as the excess voltage that has to be applied above the theoretical decomposition potential to carry out continuous electrolysis of an electrolyte. It is indicated by eta. Here eta is equal to the practical decomposition potential value minus back EMF. Here eta is equal to experimental decomposition potential minus theoretical decomposition potential. Let's go through the reasons for over voltage. So because here, let us assume we are coating some copper on substrate here. If we apply voltage Then let us assume there are electrons available here, and there is a layer of copper ions. Let us assume first layer of copper, second layer, third layer of copper. The positive ions, that metal ions present at vicinity of the substrate, very close to the surface, will immediately get reduced on the surface of the substrate. So here there is no metals because you assume already deposited. And then there is no metal ions here. Then we are supplying electrons from the battery. The electrons will accumulate here. That forms a negative layer here. And here there is a positive ions are far from cathode. There is a positive layer. So it will form poles, negative layer, positive layer. So that is due to insufficient ions near the surface of the substrate. So some the reasons to create over voltage are, so you see, once that negative layer formed here, that will oppose the electrons which are coming from the battery. That will repulsion will start here. So that to overcome that repulsion, we need to increase the voltage. So that is the reason. Some of the applied voltage used to overcome the polarization of electrodes. This separation of negative layer and positive layer called polarization. So that is occurred due to the insufficient ions present near the surface of the metal. To overcome polarization of electrodes occur due to slow discharge of the ions from the bulk of the solution to the electrodes. We will discuss it again in the later slide about polarization. And other reason for why we should apply more voltage than theoretical voltage. One is to overcome the polarization effect, and other is due to, here we are doing electrolysis of metal salts. At the same time, electrolysis of water also occur. That will also use some voltage. So some quantity of the applied voltage will be used for electrolysis of water simultaneously, because aqueous solutions will use it. So that will also utilize some quantity, but we are not considering that a voltage during the calculation. Okay, that's what we need to apply some excess voltage. So, and other reason, again, I already discussed, due to the formation of oxygen gas electrode and hydrogen gas electrode in electrolysis of water, that will produce some potential that will oppose the external potential. To overcome that, again, we need to apply some extra voltage. These are some reasons for over voltage. And the factors affecting over voltage and its control. So here the main factors which are affecting on over voltage are conductivity of the solution. So the over voltage we can minimize by applying or minimize by increasing the conductivity of the electrolyte solution. If we increase the conductivity in the solution, so we can minimize the polarization. So we can minimize the over voltage. So temperature of the electrolytic bath. Over voltage can be minimized by increasing temperature. But increasing means we cannot increase whatever temperature we require, but it should be optimum. That means that entire electrolytic bath solution must be stable under that temperature. And surface area. Over voltage can be minimized by increasing surface area of the electrodes. If smoother electrode surface is used, it will increase the over voltage. Current density. Over voltage we can minimize by increasing current density. And very important, the criteria here, the rate of stirring or mixing of electrolyte solutions. By increasing the rate of stirring, we can minimize the polarization so that we can minimize the over voltage. So if we mix properly, so that ions will distribute throughout the solution uniformly, so that there is a less chances of formation of holes. And other factor is nature of physical state and physical state of the electrodes. So this is about the factors affecting on the over voltage and also how to control over voltage. Let's discuss the another important parameter we need to understand to conduct electroplating. Here is polarization. We already discussed about this polarization. You can see here. So this is, let us assume, electrolytic bath. Here, this is an anode, that is a metal source, and also we can take metal salt. So both will provide metal ions. And this is the substrate on which this metal we need to coat. And if we apply the suitable voltage, then at the beginning, this is the scenario. The metal ions are available throughout the electrolytic bath. And after some time, what will happen here? The metal ions present at the vicinity of the substrate or cathode will get discharged on the surface of the cathode. So here there is no metal ions available. That is due to improper mixing or slow movement of ions. What will happen? Continuously we are applying voltage that will come here and accumulate the electron cloud here. It forms as a negative layer, and metal ions side it will form positive layer. You see, the electrode potential of electrode depends on concentration of the metal ions surrounded with the metal. So if the concentration of the metal ions changes at the surface of the electrode, then the electrode potential of that electrode also changes. According to Nernst equation, you can see here, the electrode potential value of that electrode depends on concentration of the metal ions. If concentration of the metal ions changes at the surface of the electrode potential also changes. So due to the formation of poles or polarization, electrode potential will change. So that will changes various other factors. So polarization is defined as a process in which there is a variation of electrode potential. The electrode potential changes due to formation of poles. Polarization is defined as the process in which there is a variation of electrode potential due to, what is the reason for that? Inadequate supply of ions, insufficient supply of ions. You see, there is no ions here. If ions are supplied, then there is no chances of polarization. But polarization is due to inadequate or insufficient supply of ions from the bulk of the solution to the electrode surface. So this is the reason for the formation of polarity or polarization of electrodes. So that we can minimize by increasing the rate of stirring and various other factors. So here, what are the factors affecting on polarization and its control? The rate of stirring of the electrolyte solution. So why we need to discuss this parameter polarization? Because during electrolysis process or electroplating process, this should not be occur. If polarization occurs, then it will alter the other conditions, so that voltage which we need to vary, so that we cannot get expected quality deposition. So that we should minimize this polarization effect. So rate of stirring of the electrolyte solution. The polarization can be minimized by increasing the rate of stirring of the electrolyte solution. And the size, shape, and composition of the electrode also matters for the polarization. So here, polarization can be minimized by taking the electrode of larger surface area. And again, the polarization can be minimized using low concentration or optimum electrolyte concentrations with very high conductivity. So the polarization, again, we can minimize by increasing temperature. That must be optimum condition. And if smooth product formed on the metal surface, it will increase the polarization. So we should avoid that electrode smooth surfaces. Current density, the over voltage can be minimized by increasing the current density. So these are some of the factors which are affecting on polarization, and by maintaining all these factors, we can control the polarization. So these are the reference materials. So let's go through some of the multiple choice questions cover under this session. Question number 1. Metal finishing gives the properties to the metals like option A, corrosion resistance, option B, decorative appearances, option C, mechanical strength, option D, all the above. So as we discussed, if we use metal finishing technique, we can get the properties like corrosion resistance, decorative appearance, mechanical strength, all the properties we can get it. So right answer is option B. Question number 2. Metal finishing technique is useful for option A, automobile industry, option B, manufacture of scientific instruments, option C, manufacture of medical devices, option D, all the above. So in the beginning of this session, we come across all these applications, hence the right answer is option D. Question number 3. During electroplating process, the article to be plated is used as option A, anode, option B, cathode. The article to be plated must always use as cathode, hence the right answer is option B. Question number 4. The minimum external potential that is required for the continuous electrolysis of an electrolyte in an electrolytic cell, it is called option A, over voltage, option B, throwing power, option C, decomposition potential, option D, all the above. So over voltage is excess voltage we need to apply than the theoretical voltage. So it is not that. So throwing power, it is indicates the efficiency of that plating bath or quality of that plating. It is also not here. So decomposition potential. So that is the minimum external potential required for the continuous electrolysis. Hence, the right answer is decomposition potential, option C. Question number 5. Over voltage depends on option A, temperature, option B, current density, option C, light, option D, all the above. So as we discussed, the over voltage depends on all these 3 factors. Hence, the right answer is option B. I will stop this session here, and I will continue the remaining syllabus in next session. Thank you.